Good evening, everybody. We're just out on this little walking trail today. Uh, Such a beautiful day. I wanted to get out and just take a little walk. I keep hearing something behind me, but anyway, I just want to show it to you. I'm going to try to use my little GoPro today, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. But anywho, that's a public boat ramp over there. Right over here is a paid campground, and if you go out just a little ways on that little stretch of road, there's tons of walking trails. But we're going to use this one here today. It fortunately it runs right parallel with the highway, so it's going to be kind of noisy and loud, but it lets you walk out across the river. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to check this out. You know, I was going to go across the bridge, but I changed my mind. The trail that crosses the bridge is up there and goes up. But I think I'm going to go down and go under the bridge. Such a beautiful area. I'm trying to get out. You probably can't see it, but it's a sailboat heading out. This is the Great Loop. I know I'm getting distracted on something else. This is part of the Great Loop. If anybody who boats knows about the Great Loop. Again, I think I mentioned already, but there's two channels I like watching. Wayne's Diaries and Backwaters and Backroads. They both did the shanty boat thing. They came right up through here, heading to Florida. But anyway, back to what I was originally blabbering about. Instead of going up over the bridge, it's kind of noisy. The traffic seems pretty heavy today. So I think we're going to go under the bridge. I'm trying to keep I'm using my old junky GoPro today. GoPro 9, and this thing's garbage. I would never suggest anybody buying one. I've always wanted, I had an older GoPro. When I say older, I mean like one of the first ones. But I always wanted another one, and I never really could justify spending that kind of money. And I waited several generations, if you want to call it that. Then that, whatever this is called, Hero 9 or GoPro 9, anyway, the black one, you know. I saved up my money. That's where I'm going to buy it. You know, technology's come so far. This thing's got to be awesome. Well, no, it's not awesome. This thing is garbage. And if anybody has GoPro, they'll tell you the same thing. I don't care who they are. They're going to tell you the same thing. GoPro is garbage. Now, if you just want to take a quick, quick little 15, 20-second video of somebody, you know, like a sports event or whatever, they're okay for that. But any amount of time, say vlogging or just making videos like this, they're not worth it. They overheat. My files get corrupted quite often. We're going to regret using it today, because you'll record something and you go to get it off the card and it'll say file corrupted. It's just total garbage. I'll never buy another one. But enough of that. I didn't come out here to beat up on GoPro. I come out here to enjoy this beautiful lake, take a walk. The reason I'm doing it is because it's been unusually warm this time of year. Like right now it's look at my watch. Right now it's 11:47 and it's 73 degrees in the wintertime, when it should be 5 degrees and snowing. Well, not really 5 degrees, but you know, it should be cold right now. But the reason I'm out taking these walks and camping in some old camping spots is because coming by Friday afternoon, Friday night, it's supposed to get really cold. Well, I say really cold. It's going to be like in the 40s during the day, and they're showing 20s at night. So that's getting back to normal, what the temperature should be. So I believe our little heat wave is gone. It'll be over with. Which I think some of the old timers call this Indian summer. You know, it'll get cold for a while, then all of a sudden it turns back off to really nice, you know, warm weather again. We've always called it Indian summer. But anyway, regardless, today's pretty much the last day, and according to the weather forecast, it's going to be cold from here on out, normal temperatures. This is not a bad walk. I mean, we could have went across the bridge. The other trail goes, it's right against the highway, and it crosses, you can walk over the bridge. That's one of the reasons why I decided not to do it. I mean, it's literally, like, this is the walking path here, highway's right there. And it has a barrier, don't get me wrong, there's a concrete barrier between the two, but yeah, them cars are just flying right by you. I recommend if you're going to do that walk. I've done it late at night before, of course in the summer when the weather was nice, but it's pretty cool late at night. During the day, nah, not so much. Go up underneath this bridge here. Now, I don't know how the audio is going to be on this. I didn't grab my mic and my little fuzzy dead cat for the mic. You're probably going to start hearing an echo now because we're actually up underneath the bridge. Pretty neat. Anywho, so I just wanted to get on here for a little bit, show y'all some of the area. You can see the bridge behind me. It's pretty nice. But I've been getting some questions on, oh, here I'm going to get distracted again. If you look up there, that's where the old Hotel California is, or the Vampire Hotel. I took you to it. Oh, it's been several years ago. We walked up there. It's an old hotel that's abandoned, and some old crazy kids took over it. Just Google it, Vampire Hotel, if you want to know the story. Just a bunch of old crazy kids thought they was vampires and killed some people. Anywho, yeah, just Google it. Or you can go back to my old videos and you can find it. But I'm trying to keep an eye on my battery. That's another thing. This old camera battery life is horrible. It's a brand new battery and it don't last no time. But anyway, back to what I was going to get to. I've been getting some questions on what am I going to do next? What's my next adventure? And what's going to happen to van life and living in RVs? Well, I don't have the answer to all of that. My answer would be, I can only answer you to what I'm going to do. Now, I think the van life trend is, I don't want to say it's dying, but it's slacking off. It's hit its peak. Everybody jumped out here and done it, and you know, now they're going back to normal life or whatever, or they're doing. Actually, everybody's starting to get into this fad about this tiny homesteads. It's just fads. That's all it is. It comes and goes. It's just the way somebody starts doing it, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon, and some of them stay, most of them jump right back off. But as far as me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue traveling in an RV. I enjoy it, the freedom it gives me. There's other reasons why I do it. I gotta turn you around so you can get to see my ugly old mug. But there's other reasons why I do it. I got some health issues. Nothing serious, just got a bad back, and it's getting worse over time. So the reason I'm saying that is I can't hold down a full-time job, and I know all the haters are going to start jumping on me. You know, another YouTube bum. Well, facts are facts, you know. I've got a bad back, a disability I was born with, and it really hinders me. Everyday life, not just working, just everyday life. So I could just sit back and draw a government check and be an actual bum. I know I always kid about being one, but I can sit back and draw a check and be an actual bum, but I choose not to do that. I can still work. I don't know how to describe it. depending on the job, if it's kind of manual labor, I can do it 2 or 3 months, and then during them 2 or 3 months, I'm dealing with a lot of pain, and that's about all I can handle. So I don't like taking jobs and then quitting, taking jobs and quitting. I don't like doing that. So back to the original statement, it's one reason why I like this van life, because it keeps my cost of living very low. I mean, I live on pennies a day, and I can do these seasonal jobs. So therefore, the seasonal jobs are sufficient financially, and normally they last 2 or 3 weeks, a month, sometimes 2, depending on what the job is. And with my cost of living being super, super low, living this lifestyle, it works out great for me. I'll take one of these jobs and work them, and about when they're done, I'm getting to the point that I've, physically done what I can do. So it works out great. I don't have to quit somebody who's invested time in me and resources. I don't have to up and quit them because the seasonal job is ending anyway. And with me living the lifestyle I do, I can financially support myself. So anyway, that's the long way of saying that's why I see myself continuing this lifestyle. That, and I just love it. I mean, I get to do things most people dream about. Now, I know I don't do the most spectacular stuff. I know you watch a lot of YouTube, and you see people climbing Mount Everest and going to Disneyland every week and skiing. I know I don't do all that, but that stuff don't really interest me. I'm doing what interests me. I like what I do. I like going out these national parks and national forests and just hanging out in the woods. I like hanging out here by the lake. This is the stuff I like to do. So I'm not trying to live the YouTube life. I'm not trying to sell myself to you, so to speak. That's the reason my channel hasn't grown as fast or as large as most other channels. I'm not living the YouTube life. I'm living my life. So that's one of the reasons, but I'm happy with it. This YouTube thing is just a hobby. I'm not trying to be a movie star or make a living on it. It's just a hobby, something to do. Easy way to keep track of my adventures, my memories. I can go back and watch some of the videos, remember, things about some of the places I've been. So other than that, I'm not going to speak on the future of this lifestyle, because personally, me, it's just a fad. It's just, everybody's doing it, so it's a cool thing to do at the time. And I know this hasn't just started, man. People have been doing this since the 60s and 70s, the old hippies. This has been around forever. But it just recently got popular the last 7 or 8 years. When I started doing it, I don't want to say nobody was, but you didn't hardly see anyone traveling like I do. And like I said, in the past 5 or 6 years, actually 4 years, it's just exploded. I can't go nowhere, no town, no national park or anywhere without seeing, man, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 RVs. I can tell they're full-timing because, I've been doing this so long, I know what to see, what to look for. And even this boat ramp I just pulled in now, there's 2 sitting there. Now, I think one of them looks like they're just vacationers. They're just probably traveling. They look like an elderly couple, and they're probably just traveling, enjoying, some time off. But the other one, the way that rig was packed down, yeah, they're full-time, and they had everything you need to survive on there. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's great. I'm glad they're getting out there and enjoying it. A lot of people don't do it or don't get to do it. But I kind of strayed off on that question. Anyway, the point is I can't speak on the future of it. I can just speak on my future. And I think the second part of that question was, what am I going to do next? I've got some ideals. Again, it's based on financially what I can financially afford to do. I'm wanting to do a cross-country motorcycle trip. Now, I got all excited about it, said I was going to do it. I was going to jump on my bike and head across country, but then I had to back up and start thinking again, my back and my physical condition, can I really actually do that? So I've kind of backed up on that ideal a little bit. It's still there. The ideal and the dream is still there. it could possibly still happen, but I need to think it through and consider the pros and cons if it'd be worth it, to me. The venture-wise, the fun, oh, I'm 100% for it. Financially and physically, should I do it? I don't know yet. That's the part I'm working on. But we'll see. If I don't do that, I've got another idea of something I've been wanting to do forever. Just haven't done it or took the time to do it. I'm wanting to go down and explore Mexico. Now, I've been to Mexico before. I've crossed the border several times, just like everybody does. I've been down to Baja. I've done what typically everybody else does. I want to go to Mexico and spend a couple months and actually explore the area. I don't want to go to your typical areas like, Tijuana or Cancun. I don't want to go to them touristic places. I want to go down deep. Like a friend of mine went to Guatemala, and the way she talked about it, it's pretty awesome down there. So I would like to go down there, stuff like that. Again, it's just an ideal, just a thought I'm having. I haven't even started the planning stage, so I don't know how that's going to go. Other than that, that's really all I got planned out at the moment. I've already got a piece of land I bought in Arizona to do my homestead. Now, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon like everybody else. Tiny house, oh, look at me, I'm making a homestead. Yeah, everybody's just doing that right now because that's the cool thing to do. I bought my land in preparation for my future because I'm not a young man no more, so I got mine in preparation for when I get a little bit too old to be running up and down the highway. That way I already have somewhere established that I can call home. And it's not to say I can't go on adventures no more, but a place I can settle down, spend the winter, take a break from the road, then rest up and get back out there again. I'm gonna head back towards the RV. I gotta run to town. I'm going to another town here I haven't been to in a little while, and I need to get some supplies and some gas and stock up. Yeah, I know I completely changed subjects. I know I'm bad about that. But either way, I need to, like I said, the cold spell's coming. I've got plenty of diesel for my heater, but I need to top my jug off. Get a little gas for my generator just in case I need it. Just be prepared. I may never even use that generator. I just like to be prepared. But definitely need to get some groceries. I've been laid up past week just eating like a fat kid in a candy store. Everybody's got their vices. It could be worse. Anywho, that's what's going on. And that trail that I'm on right now, I didn't mention it, but it continues on around to the other side of the bridge and goes up that way. But there's no way to get across the highway. You have to come back this direction. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. Anyway, I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the channel, who follows my old boring adventures, and all my friends and family that watches. I appreciate it all. If you just happen to be stopping by, I appreciate you, watching. And if you don't got nothing else to do, hit that subscribe button. Hang around for a while. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, this is not a Hollywood production channel. Everything's raw and in the spur of the moment type thing. I don't do super awesome adventures. I don't run them down the road, like I said earlier, going to Disneyland every day or super cool, like Foresty Forest. I don't know how that boy climbs in mountains every day, but I don't do stuff like that. I'm just every day, I guess you call it vlogging, just everyday life stuff, living a simple life, Anywho, I think I'm gonna end this video here. It's probably 6 hours and 39 minutes long already, so maybe when I get to town, maybe I won't end it. When I get to town, I might, if anything cool happens, we'll take a look at it. And there's actually the town I'm going to. There's a nice city park. I might go over and check it out. I think tonight, this is Thursday. Here I am wondering, my brain drifting again. I think I'm on boondock in town tonight at a Walmart or something. And then come back to this area, which the next day, which will be Friday. My annual permit, this area I'm in, it's a national forest. You can get an annual permit, a year-long permit for $50, or you can get a 3-day permit for $10, I think. That allows you to camp, disperse camp, or tent camp anywhere you want. Now you can't, it's not good for the established campgrounds. You got to pay for them. They changed the rules on that. But you can disperse camp, or tent camp, whatever you want to do, anywhere you want in this forest. You got to be 200 yards from a roadway. So say this is the road going in, you'd have to be 200 yards off of it. But anywhere in these woods you want to camp. So I'm probably going to boondock in town, like I said, and come back tomorrow and get that 3-day permit and hang out here for the weekend. I know a couple cool spots. I know a lot of cool spots, but with this little rig I got this year, I can't really get into them, unfortunately. But I still know 3 or 4 really nice ones I can spend the weekend at. And actually, I may just spend it right here. This little GoPro wide angle, you can't see it, but the boat ramp's just right over there, and that's the national forest. Them woods is national forest. And I know a little spot over there I can get into. The only downside of that is this is a very popular area. A lot of hiking trails, a lot of foot traffic. But I don't think this weekend is going to be as busy as it normally is because the cold weather's coming in. You'll still have them die-hard people like me, but I don't think it's just going to be overwhelmed with people. The touristy season's pretty much over with. This warm spell we're having's keeping a few of them hanging around, but mainly it's probably just going to be your locals using the trails and your fishermen here at the dock, probably be my guess. Anywho, how long is this video? Holy cow, already 20 minutes. Let me get off here. Like I said, I just want to say hello to everybody. Thank everybody for coming along. And we'll see what we can get into. So, until I see you again, God bless.